Oh, we floated right over the hill. Ah, oh, in the air. Oh, GTA steering in the air. Oh, that was nice. In the air, it was gonna roll on me. I just used the suspension to push it right back over. Welcome to Online Game Freaks. This is Freaks. And last time we were here, we built this amazing mining vehicle. I'm pleased with it. I couldn't be happier. It chews through rock and stone and trees like nobody's business. So that part is successful. The problem I have is it's not very efficient on gas and it's not set up for exploration. So it's really special purpose, which is fine. That's totally what it's for, but I need an exploration vehicle. And in my desperation to build such a good mining vehicle, I used up so many resources. I didn't have much left and I was forced to build this jank. You can always tell that you got desperate to build something when there's scrap metal on it. That always tells you were in a bad place. And in fact, you can see the lift goes right through it because I just slapped this together real fast. And that's because I ran out of gas. So I had to go get gas. It was a whole thing. Now, this concept isn't by accident. What I did is I was looking at something that might feel or drive like the bikes in the Dune Awakening game. One of the things I really enjoy is racing the bikes around the worms. It's so cool. In this game, I'm like, oh, it's kind of like racing them around the giant Farmbots. So it's going to be bigger than a standard bike, but I think we can work with that. So the challenge of this particular design, this little prototype, it's terrible, but it kind of helped me figure out what I might need to do. You know, I know it's super basic, but what it did show me is that stabilization, problem. That happens a lot. If I do any kind of acceleration on a turn, it flips right over. Which of course is what I would expect to happen on a motorcycle that doesn't get the advantages of the centrifugal force of the tires. And that's what's happening here because we don't get that advantage. It just flips right over. There's no stabilizing at all. The goal for today, we're gonna try to take this and make it a working motorcycle. And that's gonna be a challenge, but I think we got it. So mission one is to try to condense all the necessary parts down as much as we can. So let me get working on that. First let me find all those parts, then we'll bring them over here. It's not too bad, but I've got to find a way to get all of these larger items tightly compacted into some form that we can use as a motorcycle. Definitely want to try this seat if we can. All right, so let me put that in the pile because it's definitely one of the bigger parts that we gotta work with here. Let's start with the gas tank. All right, I definitely need to be able to read the gas tanks. Let's go vertical. Like so. Okay. And that keeps it odd. Grab this engine. I do want to upgrade of this, of course, all the way. I think it's like a tier 3 or something right now. Oh, I don't get a lot of options. Ooh. And it's, of course, an even width thing. Well, the only part of it I'm even slightly worried about is just weight distribution. I want things to be nice and level. So whatever we put over here, it's a 5. We'll have to see if we can level it out. But for now, we'll just stick it there. All right, I think I'm gonna experiment with it a little bit just to see what I can do in a couple quick configurations. Let me give that a shot real quick. And I've also got to consider this big chest. Like this is really it's gonna have that giant pipe sticking out of it when we're trying to drain, you know, oil and stuff. It's just a necessary thing. Gonna be something like that, so it's a vacuum. Oof, we're pretty long. Definitely pretty long. And just for sketching, you know, the idea from here would be, it's kind of like a snowmobile the way it looks in the game. So we're just kind of copying that feel a little bit. I'm just sketching so you can kind of see. Because my idea was like to put a couple storage chests out here on these blocks, like so. Wheels on it. And then like the last storage back here somewhere. There we go. Yeah, now it looks like a trunk, but I think we're working on something. All right, let me wiggle this around a little bit and see what I can do. But I think we're almost there. And I'm keeping it to an odd so I can keep my motorcycle seat. And I do want to use pipes. It's a motorcycle. I think it's gonna look great if I can use as many pipes, like build a frame out with it as I can. Really want to go, if I can, OC chopper, who knows? But definitely I want to do more than just build a brick with this. This is going to be my main scout vehicle, and I want it to be a lot of fun to drive. So let me get to work on that. At this point, I think I've got it framed in. It's looking pretty cool, actually. I'm pretty excited about I was able to keep it compact. And I think I'm going with like an ATV suspension here in the back, perhaps. We'll have to see how it builds out. And the next part is, well, I've got to put tires on it. What I want is like the tire's going to be about back here. And it's really this front side that I'm worried about. I've got to figure out a way to kind of, I want it like the front outriggers to be a little wide, right? And just for the stability part of it. And then the suspension to come down in some way. And that's where it might get a little tricky. I don't have any bearings right now, but I want to try it just kind of looking at the layout. If it just kind of sticks that way, and then I've got my back piece here. Where's my other suspension? Let's build that. And we'll put that in here. I think I've already got a T. I do. Or not just gonna get the weld tool on the T. And ooh, I got lucky. There we go. Put it underneath. And that's kind of the back, right? It's as tight as I can make it because these tires are, you know, they're even width. So you can't just put it in the middle when you've got an odd width vehicle. So I just put the difference in the middle. Hopefully this doesn't cause any suspension glitching. We'll see. We'll adapt if it does. We take the other suspension, we'll put it right here. Grab a curve piece. There we go. This is just a draft. I kind of want to just check the profile of this particular design to see if there's some major adjustments that I can just spot right off the bat. Okay. I mean, it doesn't look that exciting yet, but that'll come, right? First, it has to function, and then we'll do some form work. It's not too bad. I feel a little weird being all the way at the front like this. I feel like I should be back just a little bit. Maybe switch the motor with the seat. Or I don't know. You get good visibility. Let me try first person. Yeah. I don't know, I kind of like that. You can see the tires. Okay, I think we're on to something here. But I think I can do a little better than this suspension. It looks really, you know, basic. So let's try to find a comfortable medium with complexity and get a little more. Because right now you just get this double drift. But I think if I put the wheel on an arm and we put the suspension further in, it'll give the arm more playroom. It's gonna take a couple extra bearings, but I think it'll be worth it. So let me see if I can figure that out. So after a little trial and error and looking around for various options, I ended up with a double wishbone suspension, and I went for the adjustable version. I do like the ability to change the ride height, and I think that's gonna be really good on this bike thing that we're building. So I think it's gonna work. Now, what I did, of course, I had to fool around a bunch, and I got one side done, but I thought I'd go ahead and walk you through the second side so you can see what I did here. Standard double wishbone suspension. You've seen it on other scrap mechanic videos before, I'm sure, but I'll show you how we got here on this one. And well, if I can remember how I got here on this one. So many pipes. All right, so we got it. All right, first up, just gonna start from the inside out. We've got to establish our double bearings here, and we also have a system up top where I got to install this piston. Next up on this, we'll just go ahead and finish while I've got it. There we go. That lines up nicely. All right, let me grab some pieces out of the top. All right, Gary and Sandy have been busy. Good job, guys. Next up, we can go ahead and install the next bearing, which is, oop, nope, gotta turn it. There we go. Make these match. Now that I got those in place, I can get the long pipes on here, like so. Very good. And that's the front a little bit there. So now let's work this little back piece. I need more of these scaffolds. All right, here we go. I'll lower it. And what you can see here is there's an extra loop that ties in this piston with the suspension set. So we're gonna replicate that now. Just need a couple more of these little guys. Get that loop going down. Go, and where's my piston? Right here. Get that installed. Perfect, that matches. And then we're gonna build our little loop. Get this positioned so that the suspension's in the exact right place. There we go, that's gonna look good. And then the suspension. Like so, all right. Now we've got some of the top of it done. And now what we're doing back here is we bring the suspension back a little bit. Another couple loops. Like so. And then a couple of bearings, or a bearing here. And then we'll bring it up a notch. We'll tie it in over here. You can see what we're building. If we come over here, we can match here. The set going. I'm building this little loop underneath the suspension system here for this back cross bracing. That's the part we're building right now. So like that, and I think get the big piece in here. Like so. And the length of these needs to match, so we're gonna put one here and here. There we go. So now everything's matched up. And now you can see what we're gonna build is this connection bridge right here that pulls these two connectors together. So need a couple curves to get it facing the right direction. Like that. A couple more of our bearings. So many bearings. Like that. Very good. And at the bottom, you can see where they're coming out. There's a curved piece that goes down, and then there's this double split here that's coming all the way down. That can allow for a double connection. So we need the curve to go down. Like that. Boink. Just like that. All right, perfect. And then we'll need another bearing underneath. Like so. And you can see we just built this piece right here that we're matching. So now we can go, let's go over and then down. So we're gonna go one more curve. Like that, another straight piece. Then another bearing. Like that, and now we just gotta connect these together. Oh, and I need one more curved piece to do it. The last curved piece goes here, and it's important to check these connectors because you can see it's not actually connected. We gotta make sure we hit the weld tool. That looks pretty good. Those two are welded. Those good. Okay, looks fine. And we're nearly done actually. So now what's left is for us to just put this little hub piece on here so we can get the wheel in. And that's just again a couple more curve pieces. I'm gonna go down like so, and then this bearing here is the actual steering bearing. The last bearing goes right here for the wheel. Get that, there we go. And I think we match. We'll have to see how this checks out during testing. All right, here's the big moment. We'll see how she bounces. Look at that. Now, we missed a weld. It's pretty good except for this one weld right here. And for me, that's that's part of the course. So, but that's why I said to check for them. Now you can see why it matters. All right, here we go. Perfect. And test number 2. Oh, what a beaut. It's a little leany. Oh, because I think I got the other, yeah, the other side's wired in. I think that'll make a little difference here. Let me go ahead and, let's see. This will be the 4-wheel drive. Yeah, going the wrong way. All right. And then the seat to the steering. So many, there we go. Just, it's always, I don't know whether they're always upside down or backwards, but they always are. So if I go right, I go left, that's working great. I've got another piston here that I need to tie into the switch. And I think I have this one set to 2. I'll do the same here. 2. And yeah, you can do it as fast. That's fine. No reason to wait around on that. All right, now if I hit 1, it should, yeah, bring us up high. And I think it's hitting some of my, I don't know if it's hitting that brace down there or not. It might be. I don't know. All right, let's see what happens when we actually turn these pistons up. Oh, look at that. Got some great clearance. And I can get even more. Oh, that looks awesome. Look at that. I don't know. I mean, I don't hate it. And you're driving right. You're driving right. I think the engine has, look out there, ain't no gas in it. Okay. Gotta, where did I put the gas? Here we go. This is enough to get me in some trouble. All right. Okay, we're in business. Yeah, it looks a little jank, but not too bad. Okay, yeah, there's the flip over I'm really worried about. Yeah, there's just, all right, I think, and also the suspension was jacked all the way up. Let's bring it down a notch. Okay, that's softer. Yeah, see, it brings up the center of gravity really high. That is a drawback to it. Oh, okay, there we go. We're definitely getting suspension action working now. I think that's also a key to helping with the flip over problem, that the suspension really helps react and bend with this. There's a little groove here. All right. Oh boy, really took a spin there. Oh, hey. We got some motorcycle fans. All right, I need the metal. If I turn to the right, it needs to lean to the right, not to the left, which it's doing right now. So I need to find a way for it to say, hey, if you're leaning that way, lean the other way. And if it doesn't work, I can always just slap a couple wide tires on this and call it a day. Sorry, Mr. Cow, but pizza burgers are a thing. Now, I did anticipate this being a problem, so I did build in here a stub in for the system anyway. What I didn't do is put in the suspension, but basically I have a couple of bearings, one on each side, a couple of pipes, and then I'm gonna slap in a small. It works with a big too, and I think the big works stronger, but I think this little guy should be enough. Now you can see here, I have basically a piston attached to nothing. And I use that to help tilt the bike left and right when we drive, because I was having the stable problem, or it would want to flip. That and a couple pieces of concrete for a little weight, and we probably need a little more of that. But now here it is. I've got a fully built tricycle. It's very much it's based on the three-wheelers that Dune Awakening has. It's not quite got the same feel. It's a little slippy like it is in the sand in Dune, so I like that. Let's get it up to speed, and it's pretty stable. Without the stabilizer, it wasn't. It was flipping left and right. I've got it set to a few degrees, and I'm actually here. Let me pull over on the grass. I'll show you how we did this. Boink. Okay. So the trick to this is, let me put it on the lift. And there's one thing I'm not sure about this bed on the bottom aesthetic. I'm not a big fan. Oh, hey, get out of here. Hey. Of course, of all the times for him to show up. Excuse me. You couldn't even leave me a opponent kick guy? All right, anyway. So what we have here is the little secret sauce is double wishbone suspension, straight out of Con Gaming. I definitely got to give him credit for that. But underneath here is this stabilizer, and I've got it to a bearing, and the bearing I've tied into the seat. Now the seat is a level 5, and that unlocks the controls for the bearings. So now I'm able to come in here and adjust the speed that they turn and how far. And this is just the little number I'm wiggling. I mean, like a degree at a time, like maybe a 7 instead of a 6. I'm still playing with it to get it dialed in, and I think I'll need to, as I change, like if the bike, I think it might need a little more weight, that might adjust a further adjustment in the suspension glitch. But basically what it does, you look here, if I push to the right, the bike leans to the right, and it's not just the tires tilting, it's actually the suspension glitch. You can see it in the front there. Let me get it real close. You can see the suspension glitch moving left and right, and it's causing the lean in the bike, which helps a lot keep it stable. It really helps. Now, I do feel like I got a little drift in the front tires. Like it just needs some more weight, I think. It's just the old slippery scrap mechanic ground. But otherwise, yeah, it performs very well. It handles the hills, handles the turns. I can handle this road no problem, and it off-roads well. The only thing, of course, you hit things, you're gonna flip over, but that's true. I guess any car, you try not to hit things. Oh, here it is. Okay. I just can't resist. I did this in the truck, and I got some pretty good distance, but I could have done better, and it really made me want to build a stunt vehicle, and that's kind of where we're at now. All right, here we go. Oh, this is, yeah, I would normally edit this out, but this is just how scrap mechanic is. I go to do the thing, and we're out of gas. Do I have any in my inventory? I guess. Whew. I thought I grabbed some spare gas just for this occasion. Okay. Well, I guess now I can show you the self-righting. So, little bit of turning, boom, there we go. There's the ramp. Let's see if we can hit it. Oh, we floated right over the hill. Oh, in the air. Oh, GTA steering in the air. Oh, that was nice. In the air, it was gonna roll on me. I just used the suspension to push it right back over. Oh, that's really great. I'm kind of excited. That was one thing I had hoped for, but I didn't dare mention out loud that I might be able to pull off some in-air suspension glitch steering, and I did. I know, halfway through a sentence, I see something shiny, but it is something shiny. I'm very happy. I think I've accomplished what I set out to do, and I built a nice Dune Awakening-like tri-bike. It's a tricycle. It's got, you know, but it works really well. And I think with the suspension glitch in there, it's really helping it stay nice and stable as I drive it around, even at speed in these fields. But yeah, this thing's a blast. I have a fun driving it. I think this is exactly the type of thing that I was looking forward to in Scrap Mechanic. And yeah, look at that speed. I mean, it really goes well. That suspension is really working hard up there in the front. Oh, little GTA air tilt. I can correct in the air. Let me try this. Full send. Oh, and that roll was me. I steered it the wrong way. All right, let's try their self-righting. Little trick roll here, and boom, we're on our feet. Excellent. This has been a blast. Okay, I thank you very much for sticking through to see how this thing evolved over time. I learned a lot about getting that Wishbone suspension put together and the steering glitch combo with the suspension to really enable this vehicle to get the most out of it. We are back in the getting supply business, and I am definitely happy with that. So with that, the mission accomplished. I want to thank everyone for watching. It's been a blast. I'm glad you joined me. I would really appreciate your subscription and a like. It goes a long way to helping the channel out so others can join us as we have fun surviving in Scrap Mechanic. So I hope to see you next time in game.